Hello, good afternoon. So, today I'm gonna talk about my book, Dorm in Paris. It's a book that I wrote in French, and I wrote this book like 6 years ago, 5 years ago. When I had my first child, I felt the need of writing. I don't know why. First, of reading. First, I remember I bought a book that I found like, let's say, interesting on the outside. At least I didn't know what it was about. I just thought that the topic was not very dark or violent or rude, because I don't like at all that kind of book. I want a book to distract me, to take me to another world, to make me travel, to make me dream, to identify with the characters, or to at least connect with them, or enjoy their personalities. But I don't like when the books are like very dark, because I can't really connect with that. I feel like it's very important to read things and to watch things like movies or series that are mostly like positive, that have like some values, some a minimum of respect, and things like that. I think it's very important for our lives, for the way we feel, for the way we feel in the day. There is a study that says that people who read like sad things, they were like walking sadly, and people who read like joyful things, they were like more happy. So I think it's important, and at least I choose it for myself to read things that were more like feel good style of books. And I bought one very short and very simple, but I really really enjoyed it. Like at least for 2 or 3 days, I was able to like connect to somebody else, with another universe, and travel, like I said, at least with the experiences, and be immersed in another house and culture and language, very different to where I was. So reading, I think it's a very magic thing, and I can't believe how I could spend so many years without reading, more than like things online and stuff like that. I guess I didn't get a very nice memory of reading in school, maybe because it was mostly like very heavy stuff. We used to read like all the classics and all the literature that sometimes was not very nice for me. At least I couldn't enjoy it at the moment. And that's what I thought. No, why am I going to read? I get distracted or tired after 2, 3 pages. And no, I discovered new authors and kinds of books that resonate with me and that they are more like my style. And then I started buying those books and reading them and really enjoying them, enjoying to read. That was like, wow. And then it happened that from reading, I wanted to write. I really wanted to make a story from beginning to end that made sense and that was, of course, entertaining and funny, because I had a lot of fun when I wrote it. I remember even laughing, and some of my friends told me that they were laughing also with some stuff I wrote. So for me, it was very important to make something very light, but at the same time deep, and it can, like, you can think about many things when you read it. You can really connect to the story and the characters and apply it to yourself. And this book is about a self-discovery, because the main character, who is Frisia, you see, nothing is like a cliche in this book. Nobody has like normal names and lives in normal places, and I mean some of them, but as you can see, I try to make everything very unique. And this character is a woman who is more than 35 years old, and she feels like she has a blockage that she can't express herself, she can't really express her creativity, fulfill her dreams, and she has a beautiful life. She lives in a beautiful place, and we described all the nature and all the amenities she has, but there's something lacking, and she thinks that that lack or that blockage is actually in Paris, that her strength was lost in Paris when she went there to study when she was 18 years old or 17 years old, long time ago, 18 years ago. And she says, I know exactly where I lost my strength, where I lost a spark of my soul, and that is in the residence where I used to live when I was a student at the time in Paris. She went to study philosophy and she stayed in a foyer, which is like a student residence in Ile Saint Louis, which is a beautiful neighborhood in Paris. I don't know if you've been there. It's a small, charming neighborhood, not a lot of residences there. It's pretty old, and you have to go and visit if you didn't. Very special. So she stayed there when she was a student, and then she's gonna return after almost 20 years to the same place because she says she has to go there in order to get her spark back, to get her strength back. And everyone around her is like, how, well, what's your plan? I mean, did you just gonna go there and show up after 20 years and your strength gonna come back? Like what? And she says, I know that when I'm gonna be there in that place, in that residence, I'm gonna know exactly what to do. So that's all we know, and then you have to, of course, read the book to see what happens. But it's a trip. So it's like a trip to Paris that she's gonna find a part of herself that was missed or that was lost, or we'll see if she can find it or not and how. And I like to say that I try at least to describe more of the soul of Paris, more than the outside, more than the superficial things. I try to see beyond everything and see all the messages that are hidden in that city. And well, this is the story then of Frisia, and she's gonna go through a lot of adventures and ups and downs in her search, but at the end, I think you will get to understand more of the whole picture of the book and what I want to transmit as a message, that you can always connect to a part of yourself that you think is lost, or if you feel like you have a blockage, something that you thought had nothing to do with it, maybe it does, and you can actually find that again. You can recover it and you can live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. And even if you didn't have a good experience somewhere or something didn't work out the way you wanted, you can always transform that situation by giving another meaning. This is like she's giving another meaning to her experience after so many years, now that she's more mature and she's married and she lives abroad and she has her own life, and she's not like as immature as she was at that time. But it's like the young Frisia and the older Frisia can connect to each other and teach each other and really help each other to become one and to become stronger, and to really have the hope and transmit the hope not only to women who are trying to find themselves, who are trying to be a better version of themselves, who are trying to always improve and always refine themselves and become better and become more patient and have more better thoughts, better speech, better actions, and shine in all areas. So it's a book to really shine in all areas and find strength through this character and find inspiration to always go forward and never like, I mean, you go back, but just to go forward, not to stay in the past, but to keep going forward and bring all your strength and all the best of you. And I think it's good for these times, and it's, I think the public would be more like, I have like two people in mind. One would be mothers who, after giving birth, they feel like they are dedicated fully to their families and they don't know if they exist anymore, or it's hard to like be fulfilled in all areas because we give so much of ourselves. So I think of those mothers that can maybe like this book because they will find a lot of self discovery elements and tools to know more about themselves and empower themselves. And I also think about younger girls, like 17, 18 years old, who are studying and who are on their own and who are so young and with so much strength and so much dreams and hopes and projects and everything. And sometimes it's like they don't have too much guidance at that time because they have this so much energy and so much will and power, but at the same time they they don't have this strong connection with themselves, with the spirituality, with God, with what is important in life, how is important to love yourself and take care of yourself, and all these concepts that we usually learn when we are more like 30, 40 years old. We don't have them when we are 17, 18 years old. But I think it's good, and it should be, that girls at that age, and I say girls, but of course this book is for everyone in the sense that many boys and men can learn many things and also enjoy it. Yeah, so I think at that young age, sometimes we need some light, some light, some clarity. That is sometimes what is missing. So this book can be helpful for a girl or a boy in his 17, 18 years old to start their projects, their school life, I mean, college, university life, with knowing what like experiences that Frisia had, the character, and being able to identify and learn from her. So I think it's a book that has a lot of things in one single book. Like I remember when I heard like advice for writing a book. Well, I heard this advice after I wrote and I published my book, which is the advice of don't put everything in your first book. Like don't leave some stuff for your second, third, fourth book. Don't try to put like 1,000 characters in 1,000 places and 1,000. And a little bit, my book is a little bit overwhelming in that sense. Like there's a lot of characters and places and thoughts and visiting and walking and meditation and this, that going on, descriptions. And I try to really put a lot in one single book, like funny and emotional and intellectual, and then it goes here and there. And there's a lot going on. It's not like some books are very calm and it's the same character over and over and he's in the same place. And no, Frisia is like a I don't know, like a storm with thousands of thoughts and things going on, and it's constant movement and thinking. So Yeah, it's a lot for a book. Then I wrote a second book, but I'm not gonna overwhelm you now with my second book. um, it's gonna come soon, but now let's just keep the focus on the first one. And I think that the first book you write is you write about the things that are the most important to you, or the subject that is the most like urgent to you, that you need to take it out, that you need to like treat it, that you need to analyze it and examine it and make it like as as long as possible, in the sense that you want that subject, that book, that story to really, really grow and feel like as fulfilled and full as possible. You don't want anything to lack, and you don't want any other topic more than this one to just go first and go out in the world and meet other souls out there and connect to other souls. And I can't wait for that, really. I had readers until now, but for some reason, when I published the book, I was not in a marketing mood. I was more like in my own world, like, well, whoever wants to find my book will find it, and I don't need to really do anything. And I wrote it more for me than anything, and for my friends who went to that student residence. So, what would the rest of the world understand? I mean, of course, we all think like, wow, it's going to be an amazing book and it's going to be a bestseller. And yeah, of course, I also had those thoughts, but I also said, like, I don't want to play by the rules of, like doing this advertisement or I don't know, with in Instagram and Facebook and social media, and make it so like a product, like if I was selling a lipstick. I really didn't want that. I felt like it doesn't match at all my personality, it doesn't match my book. So why would I do that? And I don't want to play those rules. And it's very hard because those are the rules that are playing now. I mean, you can sell anything if you have a good marketing. But that's also a thought. If you think about it, it's a thought and it's a belief. And I choose not to believe in that. That's why even when I heard 300,000 times that maybe I should change the cover of my book because it's not as catchy as it could be, I said, you know what? No, I'm gonna leave it just like this. At least the French version. The English version, I admit, I made it a little bit more catchy style. I did the cover more like a picture in the front of the big door in Paris, a woman right in front of the door in Paris. Uh, so yeah, the English book, I think it's a little bit more maybe attractive, the cover, than the French one. But still, the cover in English took me 5 minutes, and I really did what I wanted to do. Again, I don't want to sell my book like if it's a piece of cheese. I think you have to respect your own work, respect other people's work, and give value to your work. Tell yourself it's precious. Tell yourself it's unique, because it is. I don't think every book is unique. Every book that was genuinely written by someone is unique. Whether you like it or not, whether you connect or not, it's every book is a world, every book is a voice, and every voice is important for this world. And every voice is special, and every voice is a blessing, and is a different message, a different melody, a different sound. And imagine if we could all connect to each other by reading each other's stories instead of just talking in a coffee with all the noise, and everything is always so fast and I don't know, I feel like we don't take enough time sometimes to have deep conversations. Sometimes we do, but in a book we can think about what we want to say and also how we want to say it, and not always on a direct way. We make feel the person emotions and sensations, and there's colors, and there's ideas and things to imagine, and it's a much better way of communicating. I think a book, it's amazing. If you can take the time to read a thick book of somebody else, I mean, it's so beautiful. It's like you're listening to somebody for hours and hours and hours, and it's such a beautiful way of exchanging information and feelings between humans. That's what a book is for me. So yeah, I didn't play too much the game of the marketing and how to sell it and and I know it's what we have to do, and a little bit, yes, I did. I tried to at least to like make a video, a picture, share it with people I know. Of course, I tried things, but I haven't like done a very, very extensive marketing or big budget on it and all of that. And really, if I believe your thoughts are very important and your beliefs are also very important. So if you want to give strength to that way of thinking that you can sell anything just because it's marketing, well, I want to think something different, and maybe it works for me because I'm very convinced and I think it's fair that we can also sell something without being super marketed and super like yeah, like with a very big marketing strategy and all of that. I think that the people who need to read this book, I mean, the lives that I can bring some clarity, some light to their lives, some laughter, some goodness, well-being, whatever it is, they're gonna just find me. We're gonna be in the same frequency. We're gonna be in the same kind of energy. I really want to bless everybody who reads me. I want to give them thousands and thousands of blessings from heaven, that God bless them in all areas in their families, to have marriage, to have children, to have good health, to have healing, to have a lot of abundance and spiritual blessings and material blessings and a ton of good, only good revealed things in their lives. And that's why I choose to believe that people who are gonna connect with me are gonna somehow listen to this message, to this audio, or see the cover of my book and read what it is about and feel like they have to read it. And of course, I want to be people that, first of all, they like to read. Second of all, they like to read this kind of book, and that they're gonna enjoy it and learn and give me and write to me. I can't wait to hear or read your comments. So I think that's all I have to say for today. And like I say, this is a new beginning. This is a new light coming to this world with new information, with new opportunities, new doors opening for me, for you, for our loved ones. And I wish you a very, very, very good life and a very, very, very good day. And like I say, I hope we can connect very, very soon. Thank you for listening. God bless you.